Welcome to another Thresh replay commentary playing AD Thresh top. It's this is a different kind of game, okay? We're going to be talking about a lot of things, a lot of different things, and most of them have nothing to do with gameplay, at least not the traditional kind you'll find in your solo queue. Yone has pointed out that I have teleport, and he's realizing with utter dread, of course, that he's fighting Thresh top, and we'll see how that goes in just a second. This is a continuation of my Immortal Shieldbow Thresh experiments. This one does last a bit longer, spoiler, so we can see the Death Dance take form, as well as hopefully some other items. Okay, that's something to look at. Okay, so when I say things are a bit different in this game, I do mean it, and that involves the two mid laners here that are going to be a bit different. We're going to take a peek every now and then. We can see it's already beginning. One emote is shared and then another. And the mastery emotes are shared, and no damage will be dealt by either of these two for a very long time. Meanwhile, Yone is taking some grasps to the face. You can see we switched to grasp, actually by habit rather than choice. But it seemed to work just as well as press the attack, especially for a, I guess, trade-heavy lane like this. You could argue Renekton is the same. We could try to out-trade Yone, but with Yone's kind of shield, it's not the kind of person I want to be attempting to attack in bursts like free autos or press the attack. It probably could have worked, but the lack of sustain might have been my downfall, even if we'll get a Vamp Scepter later. It's actually kind of hard to see here, so I'm going to get rid of the score display. So just try to keep counting your head until we turn it back on or something. Anyway, the Yone matchup is actually rather tough because, I mean, first of all, we know Yone is a little bit 200 years, don't we? I think everyone knows that to an extent, except the Yone mains who insist they have a lot of skill. And I do hate that, by the way, the fact that someone playing someone like Yone is going to, whether they're, no matter how much practice they put in, someone's just going to say 200 years and write off any skills they may have earned. Same with most of the champs. Anyway, Amumu coming in with the lantern from behind. This is why I say it's so important to know how to use the lantern when you have a fresh top. Even after Yone's flash, and Amumu flash Q is going to be able to chase it, leading into the hook, leading into the death, and that's a kill on the Yone for the Amumu, who can now go ahead, roam with that, and probably kill Yone again, or whoever he may gank. Then he comes in with the teleport to keep some pressure on the lane, immediately does a rage trade, I'm going to call it, which achieves something, but not very much. I'll be recalling soon, and I do have teleports. This means I don't have as much kill potential as last game was, against Renekton, especially without press the attack. But I'll be able to stay in lane for a long time, getting tons on tons of farm. Amumu is back again, and I try to bait with a recall. I say, hey, come up a little closer, and bam, Yones can't resist using their third Q on you. So I take that as a means to take damage in order to bring Amumu into the fray. But he does a funny little maneuver where he uses his E, which pushes both Yone and the Ghost away just a little bit, and then immediately popping back to get like a mini flash. Which I found kind of charming, if intentional. In any case, that does have me with even less mana and health than before, and it's going to be an even bigger struggle to contest some of the farm when it's not under my turret, so I wait down here. Diana gets a double kill, very, very scary. Yone just about popping back on his E before my Q is able to land and drag him under, and of course he is unstoppable there because why isn't he? And I can't drag him under. With this cannon wave going to hold the line for a bit. My English is terrible right now for some reason. I can go ahead, take some time to back, teleport so I get the wave and miss nothing. Despite Yone's unrelenting aggression here. At least as far as pushing waves go. As I mentioned in the last video, if you are looking for something a bit more tryhard, maybe a little bit of ranked, then there are other videos on the channel you can watch, and other channels completely that you can also watch as well. But if this is your kind of thing, then please do consider liking the video and subscribing. It does help out the channel. I'm going to put that image on the screen. If I don't, slap me in the comments. You know exactly what it means. Yeah. Anyway, Amumu back in again. We block the Yone ult, which actually still blinks over the box, meaning my ult is nullified, which is a little annoying. You'd think that someone dashing at very high speeds wouldn't count as blinking, but it does. So my ult goes to waste, goes on cooldown, but Yone is dead and everyone is happy, probably including Yone. There must be a little bit of guilt every time you get a double kill with Yone, and then doubling and tripling up to a pentakill. the amount of guilt. Surely. Champion, this busted. I am only partially sarcastic when I'm saying this. Now, Lux disconnects, and this isn't the only time Lux disconnects this game. But like I said, this game is a little different. Now he has a kill on Diana, I think, not on the mid lane. They are still emoting away. And this will lead to the main kind of drama to the game involving these star-crossed mid laners. With a lot of casters, I can go ahead and poke Yone whenever I wish, asking only for grasp stacks and CS and souls and kills and nothing more. Even a little bit of casual zoning, but Yone is just so volatile, man. He does so much damage. Yeah, and he has CC, and his CC guarantees his other CC, which is an ultimate, or vice versa. It's a little bit frustrating. Mumu's taking the ward there with an flash and an ult and a Q. He tries to get away, but both hooks land, one with bandages, one with chains, and we chase him under the turret, leading to our victory. Unfortunately, no heralds yet, but I'm going to push the turret regardless. Just kind of assuming his teleport will not be a problem. Yone teleports out, and he goes out. Of course, instantly E, and then Q's a minion wave, I suppose, and try to get that value on his thing. You do the Ooga Booga maneuver, Q and E him into the box, guaranteeing the damage, and slow. The Mumu is crying away and headbutts Yone's somewhere into the Shadow Realm before we go ahead and demolish the tower a second time. This time I do have those green runes, remember. Yone in his Sheer Wonder says, wow. Whilst trying to take the the semi-final plate there, I call Rift Herald because we're never going to get that. The tower plates are very strong. We're going to do this advanced maneuver called Hook and Nom, where we take two fruits, whatever they're called. Honey fruits, whilst queuing onto the Rift Herald. It's not actually an advanced maneuver, if you couldn't tell. Recall, and buy those tabbies on my way back up to the top. You can see that we have the Vamp Scepter we purchased on first back, and a Noon Quiver now to help with farming. Lux is now back at level 4. I was wondering why she was so weak. You'll see what I mean. But on the other hand of things, Kai'Sa is 2-1, Diana is 4-1, and these two are still mastery emoting. Gonna go ahead to slap the ward. Mumu, yet again in the bushes. Who even cares about dragons at this point when you can have Yone's? Gonna go ahead, throw out the lantern, and he just ults away instantly. The Yone, understanding his position, takes a defensive stance and is not even anywhere to be seen. I say we probably don't need a herald, but we put one down anyway, I guess just to make sure this tower is absolutely dead. Okay, we do need one actually. We have like 2 minions. Unfortunately, Lux isn't the only one with connection problems, and Amumu gives his final Hamon, his final Emerald Splash in the form of a Rift Herald, which is going to go over and smack the second turret as well, while I go ahead and steal the enemy's Krugs. Let's bring the score display back up. We can see the enemy has the first dragon. As our jungler spends most of their time top lane, it is putting Yone in absolute agony, and I would say that is worth it. Kill those small Krugs for more chances at souls. See a control ward, but don't want to risk it. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't see the control ward, to be fair. Won't put it past me. Now, the Immortal Shieldbow is finished, and Shieldbow, I theorized at the very beginning of preseason that this would be a good item for Thresh. It was instantly overshadowed by the pricelessness of Galeforce's dash and the hungry chance of damage with Kraken Slayer, which I immediately wrote off because it just doesn't provide anything else, and what's the point in damage if you're dead? Shieldbow gives a lot of survivability, which someone with Thresh's range would want. Attack speed, AD, and lifesteal. Lifesteal amazing, of course, for any kind of auto attacker, including someone who is a top laner with no sustain. The 55 AD is very nice. The extra AD on the Mythic passive is very nice. So is the health, actually. And it does seem very insignificant to only get 5 AD and 50 health. At least that's what people tended to say at first. I don't know how many people, but people. But it's cost effective. Well, as cost effective as other ones. Maybe not the more prices. I don't know what I'm talking about. Point is, the stats are the perfect mix for an auto-attacking champion of any nature. You no longer have to go, oh, my next slot has to be Lifesteal, or I need to fit in a Blades of Ruin King or a Bloodthirster. It has everything you could want, and survivability, It just doesn't have as much damage as Kraken, and it doesn't have the mobility and burst damage of Galeforce. That is where it falls short. But someone like Thresh doesn't care about that. He's going to stack souls till late game, and he's going to go, hey, you can't even kill me because I have a shield. I don't care. I have a shield, I have lifesteal, and you're probably dead in 3 auto attacks, maybe, if I'm lucky. Not only that, now we're invading the paradise of mid lane, but I am not the one who initiates this. I just taunt from afar. I respect, okay? But our bot lane are the Fire Nation. After witnessing the tragedy of mid lane, I decided to go straight back up to top lane to forget what I saw, to wash my eyes out, and of course get souls. And of course, indiscriminately kill Yone when he's there, if possible. Now, the enemy bot lane are also savages and decide to push down mid and take a turret. Lux actually dies to the turret, which is rather impressive. Now, I think I could have taken Zed, okay? But I instead choose to do this. A friendly gesture. A high five. A conga. Just with no kill binds. And knowing that Yone has probably slapped Zed around the face for letting me go and then gone back up to top lane, I go ahead and call the Herald. This will be, I believe, the second Herald this game, whilst Amumu goes back home to cry about something. Go ahead, take second Herald. So our top lane is winning. The mid lanes are what they are, and the bot lane, the jungles are... You can argue that Diana has achieved more. She has 2 dragons and way more kills. But this doesn't necessarily mean Amumu is doing bad. They're just AFK. They probably would have equal or more CS, actually, if they didn't go AFK. I'm going to go ahead and teleport into this fight. Shen is fighting 2 people, but I decided to focus Yone, and Zed seems to respect this. He's also probably... No. He does shoot a shuriken at me. How dare he? I should have slapped him around the face. I walk up here, that's so I can taunt at him. But if I saw what I saw here, there would be no mercy. How dare he? How dare he? Mimu is back. We have a plan and fail with synchronized masteries. Before a fight breaks out here, and this is an actual fight, so I decided to go on Diana because I know Diana's strong. And then I made a mistake. I flash as soon as Shieldbow goes in. I go back in because Shieldbow is up. Then it dissipates as I've gone in, and as Ari went in, but Ari goes back out. And now I have no shield, no life, and I'm very sad. And get killed. It's all for the better though, because I don't think Diana gets a... Oh god. At least we get a shutdown on Kai'Sa, even if we don't get the one on Diana here. If I had played better, not putting blame on anyone else, then we could have got Diana too. Which is very fair. There were 2 very strong champions there, so it kind of makes sense when we lost that one. If I just stayed in, I would have gotten more life out of the Shieldbow lifesteal and made actual value rather than flashing away out of my Shieldbow shield. So if you cringe at that, then that's fine. I cancel my auto attack on Zed, and we communicate in a circle of friends. I didn't know that Caitlyn came with an emote there. Anyway, in my boredom, I decided to kill Lux for fun. I am actually unaware at this point because it doesn't tell the opposite team when someone disconnects, and I wasn't really looking. Funny synergy right there with the charm. Could have put that in short too. Go ahead, take this Herald. It's about to expire, so I just throw it down there. The dragon is also coming up. Caitlyn is being attacked by the big scary Diana, so I come in. Now, Caitlyn does get very close, and the Proto Belt coming in with a dash makes it very scary for Caitlyn, but she does actually die. I was going to say she survives. No, she does not. Go ahead, stand around the dragon. Take the dragon, try to tank it for other people. Honestly, I have been sleeping on Shieldbow, even though I knew from the start it was good. I just started dismissing it in the power of other mythics, because you can only pick one. Now we've got our death stance. Now, this game does have a Fed Diana. There is a Lux, even if they keep disconnecting. And there is a Yone and a Kai'Sa, who both do magic damage, by the way. Yes, Yone does magic damage. And they both have a Kraken Slayer. So going for straight armor isn't the best, but I can still negate some of that damage. I don't think that counts true damage on the death stance, which is an incredible passive. It has ability haste. It does, right? It does have ability. Yes, it has 15. Has armor, has AD, very helpful stuff. And I think we get more than enough. I mentioned this on last video. More than enough attack speed on the Shieldbow and runes. So we don't need to make it a Blade of the Rune King. It doesn't have to be something like that. Death Stance is fine. And because we are building Lifesteal and Sustain, Ravenous Hunt, okay, we don't have it this time, Grasp in this case, the extra armor increases the effective HP we have, including that of health we heal. I get a hit and an Ooga Booga on the Kai'Sa. Unfortunately, it goes on to Diana instead, but I'm going to do damage on Kai'Sa, and she's going to fall right here. Very satisfying. And now Zed and Shen will be locked together into a fight because they are brothers. I aggressively go into the Diana because she's the more fed target, and I think this is the right thing to do. Then as only as happens, I try to buy some time. Unfortunately, I attack into her shield. I don't know how long it lasts because I don't play a Diana. I do try to kill her, but another shield comes up. Unfortunately, Shen and his brother are dueling over in Final Destination or Battlefield or Nickelodeon. And Shen does come out on top. But I do fall to Diana, and it is a shutdown death, I believe. Yes. In fact, it's a death to Yone. Big shame upon me. He's actually got 4 kills now. And a Bloodthirster as well. Kraken Slayer on Yone is actually kind of interesting. Normally he goes Shieldbow, right? But he decided to go Kraken and Bloodthirster, delaying his sustain. Maybe he would have done much better in lane against me, the ranged poke champion, with the Shieldbow as well. Because delaying your lifesteal, you know? It does that to you, right? Yone does a dash away, and we know how that goes. So he decides, fuck it, and ults back to his ghost. And it does do significant damage, but we're able to easily predict hooks and CCs and then kill him. He pings the Amumu. Amumu doesn't care. It's probably on 2-second cooldown by now, seeing as he's been blessed by Riot with buffs. I know it actually isn't, but shut up. We see more travesties as Diana gets up to 12 kills. Kai'Sa ends up at 10 kills. Lux is in the dirt, fortunately. And I think by this point, Lux is forever AFK. Unfortunately, that's just how that goes. Now, the Lux and the Zed are both negative because they've mostly chosen peace, but clearly are partaking in certain combats here and there. I'm going to go ahead and absorb some of this. I don't actually know that our Shen is the AD carry between him and Caitlyn. I didn't realize this. Luckily, very nice charm on the Diana. That's more than enough CC for me to land a hook, and of course for us to do all of our damage, killing her. No ability to shield when you're stunned. And we also catch the Kai'Sa, and that's a double kill, at least. Not a double shutdown, because Diana's been dying a lot. Then we go on for the Mountain Dragon, have a good time. And I go down to snag more souls and farm down here. Amumu disconnects again. Which is okay. I recall unnecessarily. I did have some items to build. Abyssal Mask. Now, I was debating in this game if I should go Abyssal Mask for damage or Spirit Visage for more healing. I'm sure for some of you, you have already a knee-jerk reaction to me buying Abyssal over other items, but I want to know what you would have built. Abyssal or Spirit Visage in this situation with this build of the Death Stance and the Shieldbow. The Spirit Visage looks like it would have a lot of value, but that increased damage, I really wanted to try out. Now, we're chasing Diana into the bush here, knowing that she would probably want to do all the Thresh, right? Now, Kai'Sa reveals herself as well. My first auto goes through Diana's shield, unfortunately. I ult, flash away. Kai'Sa gets hit by the box wall. And will get hooked. And then double Q'd at the last moment for surprise factor, and then killed by an auto attack. I get red smited by the Diana here. The Zed comes in from behind, breaking the non-aggression treaty with the Defiance, and Yone comes in too. Even as he strikes me in the back, I choose to fight Yone instead of Zed, honoring our pact till the last moment. But I have never hurt you, Zed. That will change. And it's at this point that Zed realizes he must choose war and decides to talk with his star-crossed mid laner. Apparently, Baron. Waiting on our respawn, we can see our items now. We've achieved a Rage Blade, which I am very interested in using late game. Especially at 122 souls, which if we look, is doing 183 damage on hit, now multiplied on every second, or sorry, third fandom hit. Is it second or third? Third. Yes. So we have tons of lifesteal, tons of regen, on hits doubled, big on hit with that, and we could have bought Blades of the Rune King instead. The Rage Blade also has its own on hit, benefiting from crit, which has synergy with our Shieldbow, but the enemy team decide to surrender with the AFK looks and all. And that's fine. Not the most competitive game, but you can see that although the enemy Diana and Kai'Sa were very ahead, we were starting to take some big wins, even though we have a support Caitlyn with a Duskblade and Collector. We won against the Yone with a lot of help from the jungler, just like last game. Don't worry, there will be games of this build at some point without a pre-made jungler, because that's not a given everyone has. And I'm excited to test this build more and to develop it further, of course. I'm essentially improvising after the initial 2 items of Shieldbow and Death Stance, and it goes really well with the tabbies, meaning, again, more effective HP from each heal, more effective HP overall. Very good stuff, very fun build. Can't say it's viable, well, super viable at least. As viable as, like, you know, a meta top laner. But I'm going to keep experimenting with it, and I'm having a damn lot of fun with it. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.